Um, okay, so thanks for hopping on tonight. Our call tonight, I want to talk about inviting, posting tips, and how to find new clients and coaches. So first I want to know, who here has an Instagram account? Okay, I know Greg does. Who is this over here? Elizabeth. I'm hoping you do. Okay, who here posts once a day, at least on their Instagram? Okay, good. So I want you to make it a habit. Treat it like Facebook. If you throw something on Facebook, throw it on Instagram. Instagram is a little different with how people scroll through and see it. I really want you to focus more on making sure that your photos are kind of vibrant, eye-catching, that they're going to stop scrolling. Also, I don't know if you guys have noticed this at all, but Facebook is changing its algorithms again, and I'm really noticing not a whole lot of engagement. It's kind of like I'll make an awesome post and I'll be like, wow, this is really great, and I'll have like 9 likes when, a year ago that post would have had like 120 likes. So I don't know what's happening, but we're trying to figure it out. Shalene Johnson is really great to follow. She kind of is really big on the trends for Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff. So listen to the national wake-up calls. Anytime you're looking for personal development, anytime you're feeling blah or in a funk, chances are you're not doing enough personal development. So if you want business personal development, national wake-up call is perfect. If you don't have if you have an iPhone, go to the podcast app. If you have anything other than an iPhone, it's called Podcast Addict. ADDICT. So you go to the app and then you can see the Team Beachbody podcast. And what I love about it is they've been doing them since like years before I was even a coach. So you could go back to 2013 I started in 2013. So you could go all the way back and listen to so many national wake-up calls that are seriously just listening from top coaches that are making 6 and 7 figures in the business. I don't know if if you will like this or if this will annoy you, but I found that there's this thing where I do it at 1.5 speed. So it goes by quicker and you can still hear them normal, but it's almost like they're talking like this. Da, 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 da. So I get all the information and I get it a little faster. and if it's not something from that week, or like the last 2 weeks, because the beginning announcements are important, but if it's from like last month, it's not applicable. So what I do is I will fast forward through the recognition, blah, blah, blah. If it's an older one that I'm catching up on. In terms of, because we're going to be talking about posting tonight, in terms of kind of like social media, Bonnie Engel and Jen Richardson had really great ones last month. So if you please go back and kind of make national wake-up call your non-negotiable, because if you want to be successful in this business, why would we not listen to people that literally corporate seeks out because they're doing something awesome to coach our entire network? So that's why I really, really strongly encourage you to kind of make that your non-negotiable. Even if you can't listen to it, it's every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Even if you can't listen to it then, just make sure that you make that national wake-up call a non-negotiable. And I like to do personal development when I'm folding laundry, when I'm driving, when I'm doing something that doesn't require me using my brain. So what I want to talk about first that I had in my call was inviting. So here's how I go about. There's 2 different types of invites we'll talk about. It's cold invites and warm invites. Warm invites are your friends. People that you come into contact with, maybe you used to work with, go to school with, play sports with, go to church with, whatever. Those kind of people I have found that, I wasn't super close with, but I know enough. That's a really sweet spot of people that are great people to talk to because they know you enough to trust you, but they don't know you enough like your close friends and family, like, oh, there's April doing something annoying again, there goes April doing this crazy thing, so I love that. So I would pick, if you have some of that where you can consider your warm market, but not like besties or close family, start writing them down and just start inviting them. And how I like to invite these people is I go to their social media, I will like and comment on some of their stuff, and then I'll send them a message and I'll say something like, girl, I just stalked the crap out of you. It's been so long. How the heck are you? And then I'll have a little bit of a conversation. I don't this is a warm invite. So this is not, hey girl, it's been so long. Do you want to join my boot camp? I guess that would be awesome if it worked, but hold on, I want to make sure everybody's muted. I'm getting some feedback. Okay, it would be awesome if it worked, but that's kind of like a waste of breath because it doesn't feel sincere. So don't like tell me how cute my daughter is and go right into it, but not ask me anything about myself. Just put yourself in that position, because how many times has somebody sent you a message, hey girl, oh my gosh, your daughter is so cute. Tell me about you. Are you interested in trying this crazy wrap thing? Or, you know, whatever they're going to ask you about, or mascara or this or that. It's kind of like, no thanks. And sometimes I just don't even respond to those kind of messages because they're not sincere. Mostly like they're cookie cutter copy and paste. So what I want you to do is keep track. And I don't care whether you're a pen and paper kind of person, if you use maybe Asana, Teamsy, there's a million different things. If you're looking, Teamsy is great, but it's $30 a month. Sometimes people don't want to invest that much. Asana is free, ASANA. So if you're the kind of person that wants to track and you're not a pen and paper kind of person, I encourage you to go on YouTube and just search Asana tutorial, because don't say, oh, I don't know how to do it, so I'm not going to do it. There's a million people that already put a video on YouTube to teach you how to do it. So don't use that as an excuse. But what I love about tracking is you will never remember. If you're consistently adding people and inviting people, you will never remember who you invited. Trust me, I've been in this business almost 5 years. And I literally, follow up is so important. So 9 times out of 10, people are not going to tell you yes right now. Hey, here's my credit card. Let's go. Right? You're going to have to follow up with them. I have a few coaches that were like, yep, let's do this. Or clients that were like, yep, let's do this. But most are like, oh, let me think about it. And that's fine. Like, that's totally fine, because it can be a big investment for people. So write down whatever system works for you. So what I like to do is, I'll just show you. I'm a pen and paper. I would love to do, my goal is to get into Asana. I love Teamsy, but I'm trying not to do any other subscriptions. I'm really trying to focus on debt-free. So this was like it says August invites, and I just write everybody down. And then I write next to them if they are a client or a coach that I'm inviting to. I had somebody that had like a death in the family, so I wrote that down because I'm not going to follow up with her. It's not on her priority list, something like that. So what I do is I'll have August invites, and then the next page is follow-ups. So what's the month before? August, July. So all my June, July follow-ups, I write next to that too. So I can just go back and forth. So as I invite somebody, it goes here. As and then before that month, I'm going to write my follow-ups, and I'm going to go back through and check when I go back through and re-invite them or check in on them. The other thing I started doing was Instagram. So Instagram power hours are really, really powerful for me because what I'm doing is I'm going through, I'm trying to find it, going through and I'm looking at anybody who's looked at my stories. And if you're not doing stories, please, 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 please just start doing them. It's like, it can be 15 seconds. I know it's one more thing to add to your plate, but I'm telling you, Jen Richardson, she did that National Wake Up Call, and she hits like crazy Success Club numbers. And she was like, honestly, they're from my stories. They're not even from like my posts. They're not even so much from like me reaching out to them. It's like people will engage with me on my stories, and then I talk to them and invite them. So it's a great way for people to get to know you, especially because Instagram's usually a bunch of strangers. It's a great way for people to get to know you, to trust you, to get, to really just be like, oh, she's a real person. Like, sorry, Greg. But I just think it's so important in this huge social media world where so many people, are trying to sell you something. It's important for somebody to trust you. So Instagram stories and Facebook stories are really helpful. Now, what you can do is I usually just do my Instagram stories. I bought a $15 tripod off Amazon, and I'll do a couple of my workouts. I've done my workout videos. I've done less and less. I used to do too many, and I think like, does anybody really want to watch me do like 15 moves every day? Probably not. So just do a couple, and then I'll do one like me shaking up my Recover or Energize, like Mama Juice, something like that. And then something later through the day would be like Adley doing something silly or something like that. And then you can actually just save that video and pop it onto your Facebook story. So instead of doing two different things, or if you're a Snapchatter, you can do a Snapchat video, save that, put it on your Instagram story, put it on your Facebook story. And I think there's a way to connect your stories from Instagram to Facebook. I know Greg's does that, and I don't know why mine doesn't. I don't know if mine's like trying to attach to my business page or what. I think I have a different email than because I think I created a second Instagram account, so it may not be the right email, so maybe that's why. I don't know, but it's annoying. So what you can do, though, is just attach your Instagram stories to your Facebook. And Chelsea, I was looking at yours the other day. Your Facebook stories were seriously cracking me up. They were like, she is just so real. She's so her. I was like, oh, I love her. I was like thinking to myself, I was like, if she wasn't one of my coaches, like I would want to know her. So, and I know Heather and Rachel are really awesome. They're kicking butt at their Instagram stories. So you can always look for them. But yeah, and then look at Jatana Jackson is really great for Insta stories. Jen Richardson, Bonnie Engel. Bonnie Engel even does like a sneak peek with her Instagram stories for coaching. Like she'll play it up and then she'll talk about how she does a coach sneak peek in her Insta stories. So there's so many different ways that you can run this business. But what I encourage you to do is check out some Rockstar Coaches and just follow them on Instagram and check out their stories every once in a while. See what they're doing, because obviously what they're doing is working. So make it your own. But that's what I did in the beginning. I was always looking at top coaches and, stalking their YouTube channels and seeing what they're doing and make it my own. Don't ever, ever, ever copy and paste. Hey, Melanie Mitro made a great post. Let me copy and paste that. That's not okay, and that can get you in trouble with compliance. So just take it and make it your own. But that's totally fine to take it a template. That's why I share so many posts. Like I love Brittany Leggett too. Justin Best said Danielle Natoni. Yeah, she's really fun. She's got a fun, bubbly personality. Well, that's why I'm always trying to share coach posts into our team page. So if you guys have any coaches that are making awesome posts, or if you have any questions about making posts, use our team page so that we can help you. And I believe some of you may be from Illuminate. And if any of you guys want to be invited to my team page, I mean, I'm all for it, because, sharing is caring, and I want to make sure that everybody's being looked after. So, but yeah, and the best thing that you can do is just take a look at what's working for other people. And you may spend a lot of time on a post. And like I said earlier, engagement is changing with Facebook. You may spend all this time on a post and you're like, wow, this was such a dud. How did this happen? And when that happens, you can always kind of reach out to some of us or post on our page. And, you'll see people do this a lot. Hey, can somebody show some engagement on my last post? Because maybe I posted it 4 hours ago, got no engagement, and now it's not even showing. So you can go like and comment. And, if it's another coach or something and it's a call to action, they're like, join my next group. I'm like, I'm in, send me the details. I don't need to be in your challenge group. I'm a coach, but your friends don't know this about me. So, I do that to help my coaches and friends. It bumps it back up to their friends' newsfeed. And then also, nobody wants to be the first person sometimes to be like, oh, me. So it helps when other people are doing it. More people are more likely to do that. So that's another reason why it's also important to have a success partner or partners. So if anybody on this needs a success partner, use the chat while we're here to see, what you have in common with other people, kind of where you're at, what your goals are, because I can't even tell you how important it is to find somebody that you want to run with that's going to keep you accountable. So use the chat while we're here if you need somebody. Now I lost my notes because I was moving around in my notebook. I don't know. All right, so invites. Let me talk about how I do those. Warm invites. I like to do the voice text memo. So, what I'll do is I'll go and I'll like some of their posts and things, and then I'll kind of say, girl, oh my gosh, your little one is getting so big. I can't believe it's been so long since we've chatted. Tell me about you. What are you up to? Blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, well, it was so good to catch up. I don't know if you're interested or not, but I am always looking for other fun mamas to join my next, boot camp, whatever your target market is. And we do them all. We work out from home. Do you think you could, would you be interested in working out 30 minutes at home for me? I've actually had some really awesome results post-baby, and I have really, really loved it. So I kind of like to say something like, do you think you could handle 30 minutes of workout at home? And kind of let that conversation go from there. I don't want to have I don't know if you guys know what forming is, but it stands for talking about just kind of shooting the breeze with people, family, occupation, recreation, and then message them to join you. So you don't have to like go through all of them, but just kind of like touch on them all so that you're talking to them, getting to know them, and not sounding salesy and digging right into it. So, and then another thing I do is anytime I make a call to action post, when I challenge you guys all to make a call to action post tomorrow between 6 to 9 p.m., that's kind of like prime time where people are kind of scrolling. Oh, wait, tomorrow's Friday, though. Tomorrow, maybe make one like between 1 to 3 because it's still kind of lunchtime and people are like, oh my God, it's Friday. How soon can I get out of work? So they're scrolling. So maybe tomorrow make your call to action like 1 to 3. And then maybe Saturday sometime during the day. Like think about like your target market. If Saturday is kind of what's your schedule like. Sunday, if you're a church goer, like probably not 9:30, 10 isn't going to be a prime time for something like that. So think about when and I like to think about these call to action things. And when I do it. And if I can't do it at a great time, that's when you kind of ask other people to, hey, can you comment on this post? I don't have any engagement. So if you don't have it at a great time, that's okay. Just like go back later and, if somebody comments, reply to their comment later or ask somebody to help you out. So this is how I like to make my invite post. I like to start it with like a scroll stopping either sentence or question. So think about, what your biggest struggle is. And when you were at the beginning of your journey, what was kind of like your breaking point that made you think enough is enough? Was it that you went into your closet and nothing fit? Was it that your, kids are so honest and they like, called you squishy or something? Was it that, somebody, asked you something, I don't know. Think about something that was kind of like enough is enough. I need to do something. And take that and make it into a post. So I like to say the example of something like, have you ever been in your closet staring at all your clothes, not wanting to put a single thing on because you didn't like how anything fit on you? And then continue with your post. Would you stop and read that post? That would be like, yep, tell me more about it because I'm interested now. So find out where your kind of threshold was and start out like that. And then say, so basically a scroll stopping sentence or question, and then make yourself relatable. I totally understand because I was there. So it's kind of like, here, I felt that way too. Here's what I found. Who wants to join me? Or how do you join me? Or make some type of call to action. So not every post you make every day needs to be a call to action, but call to action posts need to be made at least 4 times a week, in my opinion, because so basically every other day. So you can do breadcrumbs the other day. So Angie and I talked about a posting schedule, which is really important because you don't want to just go to your page and be like beach body vomit, beach body vomit, beach body vomit. But you also don't want to go to your page and be like Adley, her husband, her dog, her baby. Okay, I get it. You have a baby. So you want to make sure that people are not going to say, hey, Angie, tell me about that shake you posted about 6 weeks ago. I'm ready to join you. They're just not. So, and I am totally guilty of being a terrible poster lately because literally if you went to my page, it's mostly probably Adley or whatever. So I've been in a funk. So, oh, that sounded bad. I did say funk. But what I want to do is go find a posting schedule. And we have like 3 in our team page. So if you need to find that, let me know. I tagged Angie in them last night when we were on the phone call. So they should have popped up in their newsfeed. But what I want you guys to do is go to the photo albums in our team page. There is so much stuff there. And I know I have to reshare the Google Drive with the Illuminate people that are on here. My Google Drive didn't work, but I shared that in our team page. There's scripts. There's challenge group guides, there's free group guides, there's crockpot group guides. There's literally everything I've ever done is in here. So use that Google Drive for free group advice, for invites, for follow-ups, for literally everything is there. It's liquid gold. So please get in there and just kind of scroll around and see if there's anything in there that can help you. Under the scripts thing alone, there's probably at least 15 documents that you can see. Then in the photo albums, there's all these in our team page, there's all these photos of or copy and pasted of exactly what I said to people, so you can kind of see how I invite. So posting is so important because that's where I go for my invites the next day. So I made a call to action post today, and I shared this in our team page as well so that you guys could use it. It was, I think his name was John. And then let me see where I posted it. Yeah, so he shared his 80-day obsession results in the Big Coach 80-day obsession results group. So I made a post about it, and so far I only have 11 comments, or I only have 11 likes, 2 comments, and it looks like a lot of them are either my coaches or clients already. So this is not going to be a great post as of right now, but when I go put this stuff on Instagram, that's where the magic happens, because most of those people are people that I don't know, that I barely know. So I would go through these people that liked and send them a message. And I love the voice text feature. So I'm going to pretend like I'm sending this chick a message. She's actually one of my clients, but I would say something like, I would say, hey girl, thanks so much for the love on my post. It means a lot to me. I am so excited for our March 12th boot camp to start. I am so excited to see the rest of my 40-day results of 80. And I'm so excited to see, this is a lot of mumbo jumbo. Let me start again. Hey girl, sorry. Hey, and that's the beauty of the voice text, because I do that sometime when my brain is not working, because you guys, my brain doesn't work well after 8 o'clock. So keep your thumb down, and then if you don't want it, you can just kind of keep your thumb down and scroll it over and it'll delete it. So if you don't know how to do that, practice it on a message to me and then you'll get it. Because I've done that so many times. And sometimes I try to send it 5 times and it won't go through. But this is what I would say. I would say, hey girl, thanks so much for the love on my post. I don't know if you're interested or not, but I am loving the results that I'm having. And I'm always looking for other positive mamas to join my boot camp. So what are you doing for workouts? Would you be down to join us for 30 minutes workouts from home next month? And that's what I would send. So that is somebody like Facebook, they've liked or commented. And then I would send that same kind of message to somebody that either liked or commented on a post on Instagram or viewed my story. So you'll get a lot of people that view your stories. Some of my stories, I have like 300 people that are viewing it. Like, why I'm not digging in and going and inviting those people is beyond me. I have no excuse. I need to get more consistent with people that are clearly engaging with me, clearly, kind of have an interest in what I'm saying. So it doesn't matter if it's 300, if it's 3. Go and use that to your advantage, and those are where you're going to find people. So people that view your Instagram and Facebook stories, people that like and comment on any of your posts, just go for the ask. That's kind of like an open invitation to ask them. If they say no, that is okay. I've had people come back weeks, months, 3 years later, like, okay, April, I'm ready to join you now, because I continue to follow up with people. So many of my coaches will tell you that, like, I asked them for months, and they kept telling me no. But when I find somebody that I'm like, this person would be awesome, I keep following up with them. If they're putting out stuff that I like their vibe, I feel like they'd be a great fit, I keep following up with them. So that's why it's so important to have a follow-up list every month. So at the beginning of every month, whatever tracker you're using, start with your invites, then make another page with your follow-ups and write everybody I like to do the last 2 months that I've invited and were kind of on the fence and didn't, follow through with. And then what I like to do too is go back through, whether you use a planner, a notebook, whatever, I like to go back through, if I'm like at a point where I feel stuck. Well, I'm going to go back a couple months and see who I need to follow up with. That's why it's so important to write it down, because otherwise you wouldn't have anything to go off of. So follow-ups, invites, and then cold invites on Instagram. I do that as well. That's what I do in the morning as I go through, and I am kind of engaging and liking with people based on, I usually just do like 1 or 2 hashtags a day that I'm searching through and engaging with people, and I write down the people that I think would be really great for either clients or coaches. So with hashtags, pick something that's important to you, but don't go with fitness hashtags because you're going to find either other coaches or things like that. I try to stay away from fitness related ones, and I try to focus on my target market. So for me, maybe I am looking at girl mom or German Shepherd lovers, something to do with like eating disorder warriors. I can't even think about anything else about my life right now. Oh, sometimes I'll do like Mexican food. Sometimes I'll do tacos, guacamole. Like it doesn't have to be anything specific, but something that you are interested in, trying to find your tribe of people. If you're a traveler, like there's things there. If you're a Disney nut, like look for that. So try to get things outside of fitness so you're not having to weed through so much of coaches and things or people. And don't search 21 Day Fix or Shakeology because those people are already doing those things, and they 9 times out of 10 either are a coach or have a coach. So don't waste your time using those hashtags either. And Bonnie Engel on her National Wake Up Call said, instead of doing like 30 just random hashtags, which is what I've been doing for years, she said, just use like 6 or 7, just ones that are relatable to that post and not in a separate comment, but in the actual caption. What you can do is put like a dot, like a period, and then enter, period, enter, like 5 periods, and then it doesn't show up. So it doesn't look messy on your post. But they still show up. So that's what like she suggested. So make sure you listen to that National Wake Up Call. That was really good. Are there people you just go straight to the coach invite versus challenge group invite, or do you always invite to the challenge group then coach? Yes, I do coach invites on Instagram in the morning. I spend 20 minutes just doing that. So people that are posting workouts regularly or are like really positive and happy, I just go for the invite of coaching. And if that happens and somebody goes for coaching, so I posted in our team page yesterday an invite for a girl that I used to work with, haven't talked to her in years, but like we'll like each other's stuff here and there. So I invited her as a coach because she would just be a rock star, just looking at her post and knowing how she is. So she was like, yeah, tell me more about it. And so what I would do is, even if I sign somebody up and they haven't ever run a challenge or they haven't ever gone through a challenge as a client, I say the first 30 days, this is what I want to do. I want you to focus on you and your results and just kind of sharing your journey. It's not a big focus for you to, and like get everybody right away. I want you to fall in love with this process and see your results, because people are following you and they are watching you and they want to know that it works. So I want you to put more energy on meal prepping and getting results than coaching. Next month, let's focus on that. So when you have somebody, I don't like to sign somebody up as a coach on like January 30th, because here's how you can hit Success Starters. Success Starters, if you hit Success Club 5, your first 3 months as a coach. So if you sign up January, whenever in January, you can either hit it January, February, March and get it, or you can hit it February, March, April. You can either hit it the month you sign up or the next month. If it's somebody that is a brand new coach that has never done a challenge, I don't like to sign them up like the end of the month, because I want them to focus on themselves the first month. Does that make sense? So if somebody's a challenger, and then they want to sign up, that's okay, because they have that part down. That's for me. I just want to try to look out for the best interest of my coach, because I want them to get that free summit ticket. I want them to be really excited about that. So and I think we really need to talk up how important live events are in our team page too. I want to make sure I'm doing that more, because I can't tell you how much fun Summit is. I'm so excited. If you guys need a ticket, I have, I think 2 or 3 coaches that can't go. Either they're going to be super pregnant or have a baby or have some type of conflict of interest. So I know we have like 2 or 3 $145 tickets that are available, and there's a special for March that I think they're like $155 if somebody needs one. So if you guys need a ticket, let me know. But it's seriously, it's so much fun. You get to work out with them live. You get to chance to win parties, pictures with them. You're getting to work out live with them. Then Carl and the top 10 are, kind of giving you their best advice and all the launch information and everything. And you get to be with your team, which it's crazy that like we haven't even met in person, so many of us, but we feel like, you know, we talk all the time and we totally know each other and how we are. So that's why I love team events so much, because you get to somebody and it doesn't even feel like it's the first time meeting somebody, because you feel like you already know them. So definitely make it something that's if you can't go this year, which you know, it's still a long ways away, still a long time to save. Just make it not negotiable, because I can't tell you how much it changed my business the first year I went. So cold invites are how on Instagram I usually do that. And I do it for coaching and clients, but on Instagram it's a little easier for me to do cold invites because I don't know them. So what are they going to say? No, or not respond? They're not going to be like, you stupid freak, get your Shakeology and leave me the F alone. Like, they're not going to say that. So just go for no. Just go for the invite and make it genuine. So I'll say something like, girl, I just stalked your page and I just feel like we have so much in common. And I don't know if this is for you or not, but I just feel like you would make an amazing coach and you'd be seriously such an awesome addition to our tribe. Have you ever thought about doing what I do and just helping other people on social media while you get results? And what are people going to say? They're going to be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for thinking of me. But no, I've never thought of that. What does that even think of? Or what does that even consist of? So when I phrase it as such a compliment that they're like, oh my gosh, really? I never even thought of that, but thank you. So it almost like takes them off guard. So I really want you to kind of focus on giving them a compliment, telling them why you think they'd be awesome at it. And that means a lot to them, because a lot of people don't see anything in themselves that anybody else would find motivating or inspiring. And they need that from somebody. A lot of times when people's biggest, you know, why they don't want to coach is they're worried if they're going to fail, or they're worried, like, can I really do this? So you need to be their cheerleader to tell them that they can do this and you believe in them. And sometimes that alone is enough. So I focus on that mindset, that this person needs to be a coach because they have a whole nother, you know, market that we can reach out to, that we can help if I give her this, you know, this vehicle to do that. So focus on helping people and it will come organically. And when you're scared to invite somebody because you think they might think you're a freak, or they think that you're going to say no, all you need to say is, if she became a coach, would I be able to help more people? Yes, because she has, or he, sorry, Greg, so many other people that you would not have known before. So that needs to be your driving factor, getting this in front of more people, not, oh, are they going to think I'm a loser? Okay, well, if they do, they don't deserve to be on our team anyway, so bye. So you just have to go into it knowing that this could bless somebody's life financially, emotionally, you know, physically, and they can pay it forward to others. And the same thing with inviting people to challenge groups. Don't worry about what people are going to think. If you word it in a place where you're like, you're awesome, you would be an awesome tribe member. What are you doing for workouts? Because you need to join us. Can you handle 30-minute workouts from home? And that's it. Like, don't overcomplicate it. When it is, I do encourage you to go. And Josie said, that's where I have to get better. I feel like my cold invites are awful. So if you're really, really, really hung up on cold invites, just start a conversation with them instead, and then go in for the invite. So if you're like, oh, I don't like this, it sounds salesy, then maybe it is. And maybe you just need to focus on building relationships, tracking them. It'll take a little bit longer, but that's okay. And the more, you know, people you talk to, the easier it gets. Yes, other groups that you're in. That's another thing I want to talk about is how to find people. Okay, so Chelsea's in several speech pathology groups. So do you want to unmute yourself and say how you do that, how you kind of get to the point of inviting them?
Okay. Yeah, so I've had actually a couple of these lately that just kind of fell in my lap. I'm in several speech therapy groups. So like I'm in one that's home health professionals. And so a girl posted in the home health group, like, does anyone feel like they've gained weight since they switched from having like a hospital job where they're running around to being in a car all day? And so like, any tips? So everybody comments underneath like their own tips, like try keto, try low carb, whatever. So I just wrote like, oh my gosh, like accountability is key. Like I have this awesome challenge group. I didn't say like, do you want to join my challenge group? I literally just wrote like, we talk about, oh, and I also said, like, make sure you're eating enough or so, I don't know. I said like something, but then underneath I said like, okay, well, like a lot of girls in my challenge group have this issue. This might be what's happening to you. And that's literally all I said. Like, I didn't say, do you want to join? And I got like 4 or 5 girls comment underneath like, oh my gosh, what kind of challenge group? And so I just added them all on Facebook and I messaged them. And then I have a couple that are like pretty good. And then I've done the same in there's another group I'm in that's like alternative careers to speech therapy. And so one of the people posted like, what is your biggest accomplishment outside of speech therapy? So I wrote like, oh my gosh, I run this awesome challenge group with people from all over the country and like blah, blah. Like I've made so many connections. It's so fun, whatever. But then I just left it at that. And then again, I had like 5 or 6 people comment underneath like, oh, like, what is that? Like that kind of thing. So that's been all of a sudden like this week, that's been a bunch of times. But I always try to just like anyone, like if anyone in any of those groups says anything about fitness, like how do you fit fitness into your day? I'm like, oh, I do 30-minute at-home workouts. I have this like really cool thing. Like, but I never say like, message me. I just like leave it at that. And usually people are like, ooh, what's that? Like, how can I do that?
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome, Chelsea. And I posted in the chat kind of like the groups that I'm in. Just think about things that like apply to you. It doesn't have to be, don't look for fitness things. Look for things that apply to you. And one thing too, I mean, if you're a yard seller, if you either like to buy or sell, I used to be a lot. And so I was on there. And so I would just like, I would at least 3 times a year, I purge my house because I hate stuff. My mom like is such a hoarder that I'm like so anti that I'm constantly getting rid of stuff. So if I post or buy or anything, anytime anybody comments or anything on anything that I would post to sell, I would add them as friends and then I would chat with them. I have 2 coaches on our team that I met through a Facebook yard sale group in Charlotte. So, and I have probably at least 3 more clients that way because I just add them and I don't invite them or anything like that, but they start to see my posts later on and they're like, tell me about this. So, that's a great way too. And if you're, go through your house, everybody has clutter. So go through your house, at least once a year and post stuff on yard sale stuff. And then you're 1, going to declutter, you're 2, going to make a little money, 3, then there's tons of people that you can connect with that are local as well. So, but I loved that Chelsea did. And that was a great idea that you could easily post in any of the groups you guys are in. Like, what's one thing that you guys, are proud of yourself for, or one of your biggest accomplishments or something like that. That then you could post that and get to see what other people are commenting and engage back with them, kind of respond back when they do, like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. You should be so proud of yourself, blah, blah, blah. And then also write yours in, that could be, something like along the lines that Chelsea said, helping other people. And then you've made this great friendship with people and you're congratulating them on, and then it doesn't sound weird when you invite people to be your friends, like you add them as friends, you know what I mean? So you're not inviting them to join your challenge group. You're giving them some kudos, then you're adding them as a friend because you guys have something in common, and then they're going to see your post. So not everybody I add I'm adding and inviting them right away, but people are always watching. And, when somebody adds you and you don't know, you're like, let me check this person out first. So that's why it's so important for you to be posting regularly, because it's important for people to know you have something to offer, but it's also important for people to see that you're a real person and you're not just like another Beachbody robot that if they add you, all they're going to see in their news feed is your Beachbody stuff. So you need to make sure that you're still posting personal stuff. For me, I really like, humor is really important for me. So if I would make a post, it would be like a posting schedule of things that are important. It would be like something funny, something personal, something inspirational, something fitness, or, some type of call to action. So if I made 4 posts a day, I usually make anywhere from 3 to 4 posts a day. That may sound like a lot, but if you have a schedule and you plan them out, then it's not bad. Because honestly, we're all busy, but like you have to find time. Like I don't just have time lying around. I work full time as a realtor, and then I have Beachbody, and then I have a daughter, and then I have a life. So I don't have time laying around. I find the time because it's important to me. So I shared that Brittany Leggette's post that she made today, and I was like, yes, I love this because we're all busy, but How many of us are guilty of scrolling Facebook for way too long or watching too much TV? Side note, I just found out there's like 2 seasons of The Office that I never watched. I'm like, I've been on Netflix like binge watching it. It's a problem. So yeah, there's plenty of times where we do stuff that we could eliminate or, do something at the same time. So, but the most important thing is to protect your family time. And it's getting late. I said we'd do 30 minutes, so I'm trying to wrap it up. Most important thing is to protect your family and your personal time. And whether you need to, kind of time block out and, just put it, some people do a Google Calendar. We had a team call last week, and Lauren and Emmy went through and talked about their Google Calendar. So if you need that recording, let me know. That was a really good one. But it's so important. Like Melanie Mitchell, people, these big coaches, they all do it. They protect their personal time because it is so important to not get burnt out, that you're feeling like you're constantly pouring into others and not filling up your cup. And I've been really guilty of this the past couple of weeks because I've been up with Greg at 4 a.m. for workouts and like not going to bed till 10:30. So no, that's not sustainable. It's not going to work. So make sure you're posting. Take a good look at your social media. And if you need to pair up with somebody in here or somebody in our team page, just get with somebody and be like, okay, hey, give me some critique on my social media. If you want me to do it, I'm happy to do it. But you just need to get a handle on making sure that you have enough in there that's going to be something that's adding value to people, but also they can tell that you're a real person. So get into our team page, find a posting schedule, write it down, put it in front of you. If you put it on your phone or if you put it somewhere, maybe you put it like where you get ready every morning, or maybe you put it like if you work in an office, like there. So you have it in your forefront. Just saying, oh, I saw that on our team page isn't going to do anything for you. You need to know when it is expected of you to post that. So be consistent with posting. Do at least 3 to 4 call to action posts a week so that you have those people that engage with that to go back through. Start using your Facebook and Instagram stories and not just your workout. And they can be silly things. Like I'll do a lot of boomerangs, or I'll do a lot of like silly, like dancing where at the end I'm cooling down and I look like a legit idiot, and I don't care because I do not want judgy people. So if you're going to judge me and you think I'm stupid because I dance like a stupid white girl, then I don't want you on my team. So it's so important to just be yourself. And those are the type of people that are going to be attracted to you. So stories, posting schedule, and just go for the invite, because you have to remember that if you don't invite them, somebody else will. And then you're going to be butthurt because somebody's over there like, what? When did they become a coach? I had the same exact experience happen. She's actually one of my challengers. I've added her into my group, but she hasn't purchased anything. She's like went through a friend, and then her friend like just disappeared. So she's in my group, hasn't purchased anything, but it's because I invited her probably a year ago, and I didn't do a great job of following up, and somebody else invited her. And I loved this girl. I'm like, this girl would be an amazing coach, blah, blah, blah. So, you can't just expect people to come to you. Sometimes it does happen, which is great, but you have to be proactive and you have to follow up. So you don't have a tracking system. I don't care what it is, do it. If it's pen and paper, if it's your planner, that's totally fine. One planner I love is, I think it's called Tools for Wisdom on Amazon. That one really worked great for me. I have a passion planner just because I got it free. I don't love my passion planner because it's kind of small, but Tools for Wisdom was probably my favorite planner. And I think it was like $30 because some of them are super expensive. So find something that works for you. And I like to highlight. So if I like to have a highlight system. So yellow is somebody I invited to challenge group. Pink is somebody I invited to coach. Green is a follow-up. Orange is somebody that purchased. So I keep track of that and the Success Club and the date they purchased and all of that good stuff. So find a system. It doesn't have to be fancy smancy. Like I said, I'm a paper to pen person, and it works for me. Whatever works for your brain, do it, and just be consistent as hell. And Angie needs spreadsheets. Look up Asana. You'll probably like Asana. Or if you can do a spreadsheet. But Asana is free, and it's an easy way for a computer. If you're a computer person, if you're fine with spreadsheets, I would do Google Sheets, not like an Excel, because Google Sheets you can edit from your phone as well. So, do you guys have any questions? I totally kind of went with all of this, so, but that should be not be expected of me. So, okay, well, before we wrap up, I would love for you guys to kind of say one thing that you're struggling with, that you're like, okay, yeah, I need to do that more. So one thing, whether you want to say it out loud, no, I'm just going to make you all do it. Okay, Josie says invites. Put it in the chat, or tell me right now. IG stories. Okay, Dawn, so what are you going to do tomorrow? How many IG stories are you going to do tomorrow? Hold on, you're muted. You can unmute yourself.
My goal is to do 3.
Yay! Okay, good. So maybe like a workout, maybe there's a boomerang feature too. Play around with it. And I just found this out. You know that I always do the hands-free one with my tripod. If you hold down the button for hands-free, it'll do a countdown. It'll go 3, 2, 1, and then it starts. So I just found that out the other day. So that was fun. Working my pockets of time. Yeah, Greg is super busy. He works like 12 hours a day. So it's really important to kind of be intentional when you have that 10-minute break or whatever, and just say, okay, I'm going to search like construction hashtags, and I'm going to go and engage with people for 10 minutes, or I'm going to go invite 10 people on Instagram that viewed my story this week. Let's see. Ariana, you mean system for tracking? Justin says consistency and confidence faking it. Invites and posting are pretty equal.
Can you hear me, April?
Yep, I can hear you. Hey, girl.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Hi.
Good. I wish I could see you. I'm driving and I was like cleaning up work, so I've just been listening.
Oh, no, you're good, girl.
So my issue is I literally do almost everything that you've talked about tonight. And my biggest struggle is consistency. And so right now I'm like riding the wave of momentum that I have from doing ADDO. And so I'm using that to really kind of re-inspire and rekindle my business. But my biggest issue is consistency. And I don't think I've ever really developed a good system of planning. And this is something that's literally affected like even my day job life, is having like a system of organization and planning. So those are my top areas.
Yeah, that's definitely me too. So I feel you on that. My life would be so much easier if I had some type of organization down. So basically what I feel like I found that I have to do is I will write down like what I'm going to do for, this power hour that I'm going to have. So let me see. So 5 minutes in the morning, I go through and look at people that have engaged or liked or viewed my stories, and I'm just talking to them. So that's why it's important to do them every day, so that you have, and doing a little bit of a variety, not just your workout. So anybody that watches it, I do 5 minutes where I just kind of talk to anybody and engage with them. 10 minutes of follow-up, where if I've sent messages from before and people are responding, then I do 10 minutes of follow-up there, or follow up with people that I've been engaging with the past couple, days, weeks, whatever. Engage in my newsfeed, or I'll scroll through my newsfeed and kind of like, comment like with people there. And then I do 25 minutes where I'm just searching hashtags and I'm adding people and I'm following people, maybe engaging a little bit, with their posts. Because I do that before I follow them. I kind of go to their page, like some of their stuff, comment on something that speaks to me, and then I go back to that hashtag. So say I was searching like, hashtag mom life or something like that. Then I would go through and do that. And I would engage with them. And then I would send, but that 5 minutes of stories and responding is I'm trying to just send, like, I really want to send 30 coach invites a week. And so if I get more on one day and not enough on another, that's okay. But you need to have a goal, and you need to be able to you need to know your numbers. And with moving to real estate as well, that is something that is huge that I have realized. If you don't know your numbers, you don't have anything, because you don't know what you've been doing. So it's not to say, oh, well, I worked for 30 minutes today. What? Right, scroll on Facebook and you made something on Canva. That's not working. So you need to like focus on, if you have a goal in mind, okay, I got 5 invites today. That means that the rest of the week I need to do at least 25. So, it's Asana. Yeah. So I think the best thing is like, you just have to set expectations of yourself, because you're never going to just get organized. So what's important to you? Inviting is going to build your business. So set a goal for invites for coaches and invites for challengers, and keep track of that. So I think start there. And then the rest will follow through. So if you're good with posting, you're good with that other stuff, you just have to go for the invites, and also make sure that you're tracking everybody so that you can follow up.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And let me know if you want to get added to my group. Just send me a message or something. I'll add you to my team page. So invites and posting are pretty equal from Tanya. All right. So Tanya, who's your coach? Rachel? Heather?
Heather.
Every time. They're the same person to me. Rachel?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I would do is reach out to Heather and say, hey, April told me I have to have you critique my social media. Tell me where I can improve and how.
It's more like I get to go post, and I just like critique myself, and then I delete it.
Oh,
and
you're
then I write
so
it out.
good, coach. Oh my God. I have had this conversation with her so many times in the beginning. She'd be like, I did a live video, and I'd go to check, and I'm like, where is it? She's like, oh, I deleted it. So like attracts like. Okay, you just have to close your eyes and post and walk away sometimes, because like I said, like your tribe is not going to judge you. You are your own worst critic. So just go and post it and walk away. Put your phone away for a while if you need to. But I think the best thing is type things like you would be talking to your best friend. Don't try to cast this huge net. Hey everyone, I just started a new program. Who wants to join me? Like, no, talk to think of your avatar. Like, think of the Tanya that when Heather invited you, you were like at your, you were like, yes, something has to change. So yes. So when I make my post, I like to talk to that April when she joined and she needed the most, or, things changed too. So I wasn't a mom then. So, or now I'm kind of posting to that like postpartum mom that just felt totally, I don't know what to do with my life, So talk to that person exactly what that spot, that you feel like you were the most vulnerable.
Okay.
And just walk away. And then tell Heather, oh my gosh, I just posted and I might vomit. Can you tell me what you think? But that's so funny. Yeah, she was the same way. So, all right, what else? Invites and posting, long days, consistency and planning invites. Okay, yeah. Angie, what's your goal for invites? Friday, Saturday, Sunday for 3 days. What's your goal? How many?
12. 12.
Brenna's saying 12.
It's only 4 a day. It's only 4 a day.
I can do 12. I can do 12 for 3 days.
Does 12 scare you?
Kind of, because
higher than 12.
I talk to people all the time, but I never get to the point where I'm just like, hey, do you want to do this? Like, people ask me all the time. I probably have 6 or 7 girls that ask me on a consistent, like, couple of time a week basis about meal plans or about workouts, or I just never get to I don't know. And then some of them are people who already have like bod, or, I feel like that they already have a coach, and a couple of them I just have straight up asked, do you have an active coach? And, but they don't order things because they already have bod. So.
Okay, well, this is what we talked about last night, sending samples for Recover, Energize, Shake, Go that route for the people that already have bod. Get them that customer coach change if they're not working with a coach, so that they are your coach. Send them some samples. 9 times out of 10, when I send people Energize or Recover, they're like, this is amazing, give it to me. So try that out. And then those people that are asking that regularly talk to you about it, I want you to write them down tonight, and then tomorrow on your website, you're going to send a message. And if you want to talk to me first, send me a message. I can help you. But just say something along the lines of like, hey, girl, I was thinking of you. And I know we chat sometimes about meal prep and things like that. And I realized that I never actually invited you to join my boot camp that I run every month. So do you think you could handle 30-minute workouts from home? If you got that message, what would you say? Yeah, I think I can do that. Tell me more. So just go there. And if you need help with responding, just, you can always post anytime you guys need help with how to respond or how to invite, just post in the team page and tag me. But also what I love in the team page is that other people see it and other people can help you as well. If like, say I'm not at my computer for an hour and you're talking to somebody right now. That's what I love about that. So yeah. All right. Chelsea, what's any goals for you?
I just need to be better at waking up on time to invite. Because that's like my only time I have, and I just always go back to bed. So that's really my only goal right now, is to wake up.
I need to wake up for my workouts.
I can't do that.
All right. Greg got his in while he was listening on the call. Elizabeth, what's your goal?
Honestly, since I just started out, probably to go through like the group and all the albums and stuff you're talking about and like the initial training, but maybe like 1 or 2 invites this weekend. Like I have some people in mind, but I'm still in that initial fear of them being like, what the hell, like you're crazy, what are you doing? So
right.
maybe like
no, that's perfect. But yeah, it's kind of dive into training, and the hardest part in the beginning is knowing what to say and how to say it. So use us for that so we can help you with that. But yeah, the training is awesome. The Google Drive has a ton of scripts, and then look at the photo album. Are you Chelsea's new coach?
Yes. Yeah.
Yay. Welcome.
Thanks.
All right, Josie, what's your goal? Oh, Josie, you're muted.
Oh,
There
I thought,
There
am I there?
You're there. Hey, girlfriend.
I'm gonna really work on my invites. That's the one thing I really struggle with. So I think what I'm gonna do is tomorrow I have a list of people already made up, and I'm just gonna do what you said, talk like I'm talking to myself at that point in time when I decide to do this, and just let them go, and just take it from there.
This is my favorite thing that helps me feel like I love to say, I don't know if it's for you or not, but I love what I'm doing now. And I just like to invite other people because I tried everything before and I couldn't find anything that worked. So if you kind of preface it with, I don't know if it's for you or not, it's not like throwing it down in anybody's face. They have that opportunity to have that out.
Yeah, because that's the way I feel like that's what I feel like I'm doing sometimes. Like I'm just kind of shoving it in their face and then expecting an answer back. And I'm not getting anything back. Right. So I got to find a way to tone it down and to make it more personal.
Okay. Yeah. And anytime, just post in the team page and then tag me. If you want to write something out and say, okay, guys, how does this sound? Critique me. And we're happy to do that.
Okay.
All right. Oh, and I saw your comment, Dawn. You're welcome. We love Corey. Okay. Greg. I'm going to ask you what your goal is for the weekend.
Since I'm working all weekend, my goal is to survive and get my workouts in.
How many invites, Greg? How many invites?
I'm going to do at least 10.
Yay, good.
Because I haven't done shit lately.
New month, so let's do it. So, all right, cool. And if you need help with wording or anything, just let me know. All right, Dawn, did I make you give a goal? Yes, okay. Sorry, I forgot already. It's time for bed, guys. All right, thank you. Thanks so much for that 30-minute phone or 30-minute Zoom. So I will post this recording tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I hope this was helpful for you. And happy Thursday. Happy almost Friday. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.